Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? Yeah, on this Saturday, September 29th. So I guess we are in the middle of the fall, right? Is that what it is? Fall or autumn? Autumn? I'm just doing this podcast, as you know, I do on Saturday because tomorrow I think I have a dinner with my sister, uh, and and I'm kind of pissed. Well, I'm pissed because of my smart car situation. I paid that fucking mechanic, close to like $1,100, right? I took it there to his shop like 3 times, right? And then yesterday morning, right? I get up, I get my sandwich, right? And then I go to my parking lot, and then one of the parking guys, right? Parking garage guys, he usually brings it out. And then he told me that he couldn't start it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because I had picked it up from the mechanic on Thursday night, right? And so I basically, I went to the grocery store and all that, right? That night. I had noticed some leak, some antifreeze leak when I was picking up my laundry that night, right? And I'm like, so I texted the guy, the mechanic, and he was like, "Yeah, it's that's normal. Just keep filling the gas. I mean, not the gas, but the antifreeze tank, which is in the front, right?" I'm like, "Okay." So basically, I that's what I did, and then Friday morning, it doesn't even fucking start. I'm like, and then I saw a lot of fucking like antifreeze like leaking in the bag. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And then, so I took the train to go to work, right? And the manager at the parking lot, he was like, you know what? We will try again in like a couple of hours. Maybe it will start. I'm like, okay. So I called them in the afternoon, and he said, all right, give me half an hour, and then I'll let you know if what happens. So then I called them. Um, I think I was getting some food, right? And I'm like, so hey man, so were you able to check out my smart car to see if it started? He's like, yeah, we did, but it won't start. I'm like, fuck this shit, fuck this bullshit. And so today I had made plans with a friend of mine, a colleague in the industry, and he was going to help me out, take it to the mechanic, and then from there we're going to go to one of his other mechanics. A friend he knows, he's a mechanic. Um, because I want to claim some money, at least big, because this guy, obviously didn't do um, what he was supposed to do, and which is that he didn't fix anything. Now I can't even fucking start the car, after I fucking spent like $1,100. This is bullshit. So I think tomorrow I'm going to basically, tomorrow I think I'm gonna go to his shop. I'm gonna tow it using my AAA, and then tow it to his shop, and I'm gonna say, listen, I paid $1,100. I can't even, I can't even fucking start it. But on the other hand, I've been thinking, if he's gonna make some fucking, claim that this and that, and blah blah blah. But I think this is what I should say. Listen, I just want my money back. Look at the car. I can't even fucking start it. You told me to fill up the tank. I kept filling up the fucking antifreeze tank, and it didn't work. Now I can't even fucking start the fucking car, Stop fucking bullshitting me, man. You know? So I'm kind of pissed. I'm sorry. I'm ranting on that one, but I guess I have a reason to rant. Because it's just so like fucked up. These mechanics. How they're just this is another reason why I fucking hate New York. It's like all fucking crooks, dude. It's all fucking crooks. You know. The mistake I made was to go to this fucking guy instead of going to the dealers, you know. And these fucking German cars are just fucking. It's like a shit show. I'm sorry, I apologize. And the car doesn't even have like lot of mileage. It's a 2000. It's a 2013 model, under 42,000 miles, and I only had it for like 2 years. So fucked up. So the mechanic, so I had to go to the fucking mechanic tomorrow. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, man, listen, I don't want to touch the fucking car. I just want some of my money back. That's it. That's it. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I mean, it's just such a fucking weird situation, like you fucking trust these fucking mechanics, and then they fuck you over, and then they claim something else, and they say, oh, it's the engine overheating, we fixed that, and we don't know. I mean, it's the fucking blah 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 blah, and fucking hate New York, dude. This is why the quality of life in New York is so fucking low. It's so fucked up. So fucked up, man. But in any case, I'm sorry. I'm just ranting on that one. So that's the situation with my car. My smart car is sitting in the parking lot. And so yeah, I feel so like pissed. I'm so fucking pissed. I'm gonna call AAA tomorrow, and then I'm gonna take it to the fucking mechanic, and I tell him, listen, no, I just want my money back, and that's it, and that's it. And then I'm probably going to make a decision whether to take it to Mercedes dealership or or um, or just fucking junk it. A friend of mine, as I mentioned, he was telling me not to junk it because it only has 41,000 miles and it's 2013. I'm like, man, I can't fucking deal with this bullshit. At least if I can get some money back from the fucking mechanic, So in any case, I don't want to go on and on about this, but I guess I did. I mean, it's justifiable, right? Justifiable, is that what you say? That this guy screwed me over, And I can't even fucking start the fucking car, dude. So fucked up. It's so fucked up. So what do you do in that case? Like you call 911 and tell them, hey, listen, so this guy screwed me over, so what am I supposed to do? Right? Or maybe I should call my insurance company. Oh yeah, that may be a good idea. I'm gonna call Geico and tell them the situation, and then maybe they can do a claim, you know? Maybe that's what I should do tomorrow first, before I fucking show up at his fucking shop and like put a bullet in his fucking head. Um, wow, of course I'm not gonna do that. Nor do I have a gun to do that, but I think I should call my insurance company and explain to them that this is what happened and this guy screwed me over. So what am I supposed to do, you know? It's not an accident, um, but I paid $1,100. So I mean, please give me your opinion, you know? Yeah, Geico is my car insurance company, so I guess I'll have to call Geico and find out what they're telling me. Maybe I'll have to fucking talk to a lawyer, something like that, right? Yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. It's kind of late now to do that. It's like 11 o'clock, and I don't want to do that as I'm doing my podcast. But I will, and I should do that tomorrow, right? Exactly. In any case, so a lot of shit is going on, as you all know. Um, Including, the political circus in DC, right? That's what I call political circus. Circus, yeah, that's what I call it. And I don't want to talk about that. And that's all I have to say about the political circus. But yeah, I'm kind of pissed. I'm sorry. I'm kind of pissed because of my car situation, you know? It's so fucking horrible, man. It's so fucking horrible that people swindle you, you know? It's like, this is fucking New York, dude. This is not like fucking Nigeria. But these people actually act like they are actually in Nigeria, you know? So I'm gonna talk to my insurance company because I want to get some money back. I want to get some money back, you know. How is everyone doing? I'm sorry, I'm just ranting on this Saturday night. And then on top of that, I get an email from one of my clients' architects yesterday, right, last night, as I come home and I'm relaxing and I check my emails and I get there an email saying, "Hey, Naeem, there's some serious issue with your work on this project, and can I call you tomorrow?" I'm like, what? I mean, and I never had any issue with the client or their landlord or their contractors. I'm like, yeah, please call me tomorrow afternoon, which is today afternoon, right? And I'm like, what is going on? And I sent him an email. Listen, can you give me a heads up? What's the issue is? Because I never had any issue with the client or his contractors or his landlord. So I was like worried, until I saw my phone, and then I woke up very early, and then I'm like, fuck this. I don't know what the issue is. I mean, serious issue. What the fuck the serious issue is? And this guy didn't even give me like a fucking heads up. Like, what is the issue? And so then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up around like 2 o'clock, and then I saw a missed call from the architect, and I called him. was like, yeah, we have an issue with the electrical. And I'm like, fuck this bullshit, dude. Are you fucking kidding me that you sent me that fucking email telling me that there's an issue with an electrical, and fuck that bullshit. I'm like, dude, you sent me that fucking very worrisome email, and I'm like, I was so worried that I don't know what the fuck the serious issue is. Apparently it's fucking electrical. Like, dude, come on, give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a fucking break. So that pissed me off too. I'm like, dude, this guy is not even it's not giving me any heads up. And the client is actually like, he's kind of like a fucking like a moron in a sense that he's very like worried all the fucking time. It's like, dude, I don't know. I mean, how do you fucking deal with these people? Professionally, that's how you deal with these people. And that's what I said. Listen, I'll talk to your contractor tomorrow, and I texted him, and I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, and hopefully we'll find a solution to this. I mean, this is bullshit, man. This is another fucking bullshit that I don't want to live in New York. People are like very like fucking worrisome, and for some fucking reason, I don't know. They send you like these very worrisome emails, like, oh, there's a serious issue with the work that you have done. I'm like, okay, can you give me a heads up what the issue is? And this guy is an architect. He's a registered architect. So fucked up, man. Like, if I send an email to one of my clients, right, or one of the architects, or even to one of my engineers, right? Hey, so this serious issue with the work you have done on this project, or blah blah blah, and I don't give them heads up, and it's a serious thing for them. Yeah, they can lose their sleep at night, and I next day I'll tell them, hey, by the way, so yeah, you didn't draw the electrical line, the way you had to do this, so that that's what I fucking feel like so fucked up. You have to give people heads up when you send them like emails like, oh, there's a serious issue with the work that you're doing on this project. It's so fucked up. It's so unprofessional. So unprofessional, man. But in any case, so I'm sorry, I'm just ranting on that one. So those are the two issues that I was dealing with between yesterday and today. But yeah, my smart car, I'll deal with that tomorrow. I'll call Geico, tell them the fucking story, and tell them what they suggest to me, right? Yeah, I don't want to like fucking show up to this fucking guy's shop, and he's gonna be like, brother, brother, brother. Fuck you, man. I'm not your fucking brother. Fucking screwed me over, you piece of shit, That's what I'll do if I were to fucking show up there, right? But I'm gonna call Geico first, and then I'm gonna go from there. There you go. Right? Right. So yeah, that was my I'm sorry, that was my rant on two things, and I feel bad that I'm fucking losing my car. It's like, fuck that, dude. I only had to file for like fucking 2 years. Um, the friend that I actually called yesterday, he suggested that I should actually call the dealer that I had actually bought it from, and explained to him what had happened. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Maybe I should tell him, listen. So it just broke down, and this guy's giving me a hard time. And it's no longer under warranty. So what's your? Can you give me a suggestion? And I guess I have a lot of avenues that I can follow in order to deal with this situation with my car. And the last resort I have been thinking is to just fucking dump it, you know? Just fucking like junk it and just that's it, fuck it, who cares? You know, I paid like $5,500 for that fucking car. Who fucking cares? You know, I had it for 2 years. Um, but I still feel that $1,100 that I have spent and paid in cash to that mechanic is still not justified when I can't even start up my car. So fucked up. It's so fucked up, man. So fucked up. Sorry. Um, um, Besides that, I'm sorry. I just, it just like pisses me off. Fucking pisses me off, man. My mistake again was to go to this fucking mechanic instead of going to a dealer's, you know? And that's what I should have done. I should have gone to the fucking dealer's mechanic because they know smart cars and uh, how to find the issue, the problem, whether it's antifreeze or what the fuck it is, right? This guy had no clue. I have a feeling he was just going on and just fucking. And the other fucking moronic problem with this fucking asshole is that uh, he fixes the fucking cables, right? So if you go to a fucking auto shop that only fixes cables, then you know that this guy has no fucking clues, right? So there you go. So there you go. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just ranting. I'm just ranting. I'm ranting. Yeah. So I'm pissed. Sorry. I don't know if I can do this podcast anymore, to be honest with you. That's how pissed I am. I'm so fucking pissed. Um, However, I do want to continue. People all give, like, this world will give you problems. This world will always give you problems. I think that's what it is because this world is like a fucking moronic fucking bullshit. But then you have to act like a fucking rock in the fucking ocean because this world is a fucking ocean, and then you have to act like a rock. But the question is for how long? For how long you have to act like a fucking rock in the fucking ocean? The ocean is basically just like fucking, I don't know. What the fuck am I saying? I don't know. I'm just ranting. I guess this is my ranting podcast. That's what I'm gonna call it, ranting. Um, I mean, I do admit my own mistake to take it to that fucking mechanic. But swindlers, dude. People act like they are actually living in Nigeria, or, I mean, fucking Pakistan, you know? When this is fucking New York, man. This is fucking New York, okay? You don't fucking swindle me, okay? You don't fucking swindle me. Um, this is so fucked up, man. This is so fucked up. All right. Um, but in any case, so I'm gonna take actions as per the advice of my insurance company. And so yeah, I that's what I'm gonna do. There you go. Um, sorry. I yeah, so I was watching Bill Maher as I usually do today, right? And yeah, so he was talking. So he brought in Steve Bannon, as you guys know. He was the chief strategist for Trump's White House. You know, they were talking about what the fuck is dude. I mean, Bill Maher's show is a political show and whatever. But he also brought in Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is one of the most brilliant astrophysicists. And yeah, so they're talking about a lot of things. And one of the things was the AI, the artificial intelligence. And I was actually listening to Jeff Bezos and all that. Both not related, but I mean, Jeff Bezos is a self-made man. He's the richest man on earth. And so yeah, I was watching Bill Maher's show, and it's an interesting show. Very liberal, but he brings in all kinds of people of all kinds of genres. And 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 uh, yeah, so I missed my sandwich today because again, I was kind of pissed about my car, and then that very worrisome email, and then I woke up very early, and then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up very late, and then yeah, I mean, I got so pissed, man. Like, what the fuck, dude? Um, I'm sorry. I just again, this is my ranting podcast. That's what I'm gonna call it, ranting podcast. I think that's what I'm gonna call it, ranting podcast, ranting. Um, yeah. So that's why I fucking hate New York City. It's all swindlers and like fucking I don't know, man. Well, I mean, New York City. I love New York City for many other reasons, including I have a business here and all that. But you have to you have to deal with people in a very professional manner. Um, the way that it works. Uh, you are a rock in the ocean. The ocean rambles and all that, but you're like, yeah, okay, all right. Something to that effect, excuse me. something to that effect, right? I think that's how it works. In a very professional manner, you have to deal with people in this world. So yeah, I yeah, I woke up late. I'm repeating myself. I woke up late, and then I was just like pissed, and I was just like sad, kind of looking at the situation of my car, and then that worrisome email, which turned out to be some fucking bullshit, you know. Um, and so I had some food. Well, actually, I picked up like a street food, one of those carts, Middle Eastern food, and one of those like chicken sandwiches, and that's what I had the leftovers. I still have some on my table. And this stuff is actually good. I don't do the hot sauce, but white sauce was good with the chicken and the tomatoes and the onions and the lettuce and all that. So yeah, I yeah. So that's what I had last night, and then I had that with like a half a glass of wine. Not even half a glass, like a quarter glass of wine, maybe small. And then I saw the email, and I'm like, what is this guy's talking about? And then I sent him an email, a big, saying, listen, can you give me a heads up as to what the serious issue is? So when you call me, I know, or at least I have an idea what the fuck we're talking about, right? I was so pissed, man. So fucking pissed, dude. Um, I'm sorry, I don't want to go on and on about that. I guess I did, but it's already 32 minutes and 36 seconds. I got a lot of great topics that I want to cover in my podcast, on my podcast. The word is on my podcast. Yeah. So yeah. So I was watching Bill Maher's show. Today, when I woke up very late and pissed and all that, like, sorry. But in any case, okay, so, I gotta brush off the fucking dirt, and just move on, that's what it is. I gotta fucking move on, dude. Even if I have to fucking junk the fucking car, who fucking cares, dude? You just gotta move on. Um, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna call my insurance company first tomorrow, right? It's already 11:39 p.m. on this Saturday. Um, so yeah, I am just taking it easy. I'm just taking it easy, man. You know. I didn't get a chance to watch any movies today, as I was supposed to after that fucking email, because I was worried what the fuck was going on when they told me there's a serious fucking issue. I'm like, okay, so what's the fucking issue? Oh, there's an electrical problem. Okay, fuck that bullshit, dude. Fuck that bullshit. You know? I mean, I don't fucking lose my sleep on bullshit like that, you know? Fuck that bullshit. All right. So yeah, that's my rant on that one. And and how's everyone doing, by the way, on this Saturday? Yeah, everyone is doing good. Everyone is out about. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep my cool, you know. I don't know, man. But in any case, again, I have to act like a fucking god or something like that, right? And take this as an opportunity instead of a problem. Brush off my clothes off the fucking dirt and move on. I think that's what it is, right? But having said that, I'm not going to let my $1,100 go for nothing because the guy fucking swindled me and acted as if he fucking fixed the problem, which he didn't, right? Um, so yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna call my insurance company and get their opinion, and maybe get a lawyer and get my money back. You know, there you go. So so here I am, 37 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I had that Middle Eastern food. I guess that's giving me burps. See what it is? Sorry. Apologize. But in any case, we can just dive into our cheat sheet just to give us every one of us a different perspective on life than just like ranting from my ranting podcast about my car and then that worrisome email without any clues, right? There we go. All right, so my first topic. Oh, by the way, so Amazon fucking, I don't know, I had to like fucking change the fucking password for fucking Amazon all the time. I don't understand. All right, so my first topic is Boeing 777 retires. Okay, so Boeing 777, right? It's one of those fucking largest commercial aircrafts that Boeing built, right? Somewhere in fucking Washington State or one of those, right? So one of the first ones actually retired. Oh, by the way, so all these aircrafts, right? You know what happens to them when they actually, all these like aircraft, commercial aircraft, when they retire? They can't be junk. You can't just throw them in the fucking ocean, right? Or just fucking like crash them into like a fucking something and then reuse them or no, that's not what happens to these fucking commercial aircraft. So they go into a fucking like this fucking huge like 2,000 acres space in Nevada. Is that Nevada, Arizona, one of those, right? They just land there and they just sit there. So what the fuck is going to happen after that? They land there and sit there. Eventually they are refurbished. Is that what it is? I don't know. But so that was one of the topics that I was reading an article on BBC, I think, Um, and um, and yeah, so I was reading about, so Boeing 777 retires, and then there was another article that I read that said, I showed a picture of where all these planes, like commercial aircraft, they just end up in this fucking like desert in like fucking where the fuck it is, right? All right, so that's my take on Boeing 777 retires. By the way, so the Boeing 777 retires. I don't think it ended up there. I think it actually ended up in some museum because some of these states have these museums, aerospace museums, or the fuck it is, right? So I think that they donated Boeing or Cathay. I think Cathay Pacific, is that what it is? They donated it to one of the museums. That's what it was. So he's basically sitting in a museum. Um, in where was that? Was that I'm trying to remember. Was that not Colorado, but they donated it to a museum in Washington D.C. No, not Washington, fucking D.C. In I think Arizona, one of those. All right, well, you guys can look it up, right? All right, so my next topic is Apple-I working original auction. Okay, so remember, I don't know if you guys remember the Apple's first working computer. Well, I mean not first working computer, the first computer back in the 1970s. Remember that computer? So apparently, Apple had one of those, which was still working, so which was still in a working condition, and so basically they auctioned it. And you know how much money they got for that one? Not that Apple cares. 300 something fucking $1,000. 300 something fucking $1,000 uh, for that Apple, right? The original Apple computers. It's called Apple I. Is that what it is? Yes. So Apple I um, was auctioned by Apple, and it got or it brought over like $300,000 in change. It's one of those, right? All right. So that's my take on that one, and you guys can look it up. Apple I auction on any of those fucking news websites, right? Or on Google. All right, so moving on. By the way, the weather is changing, obviously. Without repeating myself, I asked Siri, and it's telling me 66 degrees. So now I think, I have this blanket here. So, I can't have my fucking bare legs and my fucking, feet because it's kind of like feels a little cold. It's not the heating season yet, but it's the end of September in New York, as you know. So, my next topic is Crosby. Alright, so Bill Crosby show, remember that? What the fuck it was? So Mr. Crosby is going to jail. There we go. So, that's my take on that one. Um, my next topic is Oculus Quest. What the fuck is Oculus Quest? Hold on a sec. Excuse me, Oculus Quest. That was an interesting thing, right? Oculus Quest. Okay, here we go. Oh, so Oculus Quest is one of those AR, or the VR, virtual reality, um, devices that actually I think Facebook is coming up with. Although I fucking had Facebook. I'm glad I could actually deactivated my account. And apparently, in the news um, there was another news that 50 million another Facebook users might have had their data shared with I don't know who. So you Facebook users, you're fucked. I'm telling you, you're fucked. And I fucking hate social media to begin with. I wouldn't use it. No, it's fucking bullshit. The only social media I use it my YouTube channel and once in a blue moon I'll use like fucking like Twitter, you know, as necessary. Once in a fucking blue moon. All right, so my next topic is I'm sorry, I apologize. I've been ranting about my car and all that. My next topic is Sicario 2. Sicario, is that how you say it? Oh yeah, so I watched the movie Sicario with Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro. Amazing fucking acting, fucking amazing acting. Um, I don't agree with a lot of things, but I think it's a great action movie. Great fucking acting. Um, so that's my take on that one. No spoilers alerts. Um, my next topic is already fucking 47 minutes and 43 seconds. Um, my next topic is tech grilled. I'm glad they were grilled, but the problem is that grilling them in Washington D.C., such as grilling Google or fucking Twitter or any of those fucking Facebook. Or the problem is that we need to have some sort of like fucking regulations, because the other problem is that all these lawmakers in Washington D.C. they have no fucking clue. They have no fucking clue as to come up with the regulations for these online companies. So that's the fucking problem, right? That's the fucking problem. So that's 48 minutes. Um, there should be regulations, of course. There's no doubt, because that's the next fucking big thing. That these companies are like fucking, like fucking like a what's that word that I want to use? It's like a jungle law. Yeah, it's a jungle law of fucking tech. There are no rules. There's no fucking rules, you know? And so this is so fucked up. So fucked up. And yeah, I mean, grilling them, asking them questions, and, oh, what did you do? Blah, blah, blah. I think the European Union is actually coming up with the laws, and I think that has already gone into effect, and I think that's something in those lines. I think America has to come up with. a, uh, a set of regulations for these fucking tech companies. They are like in this lawless land of fucking online bullshit of media, right? That's what it is. So my next topic is smart car update. I think I ranted about my smart car. You know how I fucking lost $1,100 to this fucking mechanic. Fuck me over. I'm gonna fuck him over tomorrow, hopefully. So that's my take on that one. And with that, I think I'm gonna conclude my podcast. I presume, hope is not the word. I presume you all are having a great weekend, and I'll by the way, so I will update you all on my smart car situation because it's so fucked up. If you think about it, it's so fucked up that some fucking mechanic charges you $1,100, right? In the course of like 3 times I took it to him, same fucking problem, right? That is the same fucking problem, right? So I'll update you all on that one as to what happens, and I'll speak to you all on next Saturday or Sunday.